So you want to learn a bit more about how AI works because, it's like what all the cool kids are doing. I get it. So listen, here's a tip. Start by learning more about experimental design. You see, AI is kind of like experimentation, but without the forethought. Okay, let me back up a little bit and explain that. Experimentation has three main steps. One, you design the experiment, right? Like, the factors, the number of replicates, and all that sort of stuff. Step two is you run the experiment and collect the data. And then step three is to analyze the data to come up with a model. Well, an AI model, when you're developing one of them, you just jump to that last step, right? Like you use a big bunch of already existing data. Big data. You get it. This doesn't actually make it easier, though. In fact, it's really quite a bit harder. And that's because there's this huge extra challenge in managing all that data. See, design experiments use this controlled setup to generate data in a way that's intended to be modeled. It's intended to be analyzed that way. The data on which AI is trained is what's called happenstance data. It just happens. So this data is way noisier, really, in multiple senses of the word. So it's much more difficult to model. Right? So in AI, noise is a feature, though, not a bug, right? Because humans are noisy and it's trying to simulate humans, sort of, right? So instead of dealing with all that extra challenge, all that extra noise, and all that extra complexity, start with experimental design and learn how to establish a great model first. And then you can move on to AI.